What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the next episode of another Disney podcast. That's right, we are coming back, and this time we actually do have RobFuz. That's right, we promised that he would be here, and he is here. So let's welcome Mr. RobFuz.
Hey, what's up, guys?
He's bringing the magic.
How you doing? I was listening to last week's podcast, and I loved you. Kind of like talked me in. Talked me up. It was awesome. Thank you guys for including me.
Hey,
I really appreciate it.
we love some RobFuz. How's everybody doing? Happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday.
On a random day in February. It's great.
It is.
I'm
I'm excited because like 1 week from now, I will see you.
Yes.
In person, like face to face.
Like almost within the app, like within like 1 week and 4 hours, something like that. I think it lands on like
it's
9.
pretty close. It's pretty close.
Today, speaking of random days in February, today it was 67 here. Did we get close to Florida weather, Brandon, or no?
It's 72 right now, so
that was pretty good.
Pretty close. You're pretty close.
Rob, what about the island? How's that up in Long Island?
Saturday was 6 degrees. 6.
What about today?
Today was like 52.
Hey, it's like summer all over again.
No clue. I went to go see the big Monster Jam over at the arena.
Oh, I saw your stream. Yeah.
And it was we literally ran from the parking deck to the arena and ran from the arena to the parking deck. So cold.
That's cold.
But it was worth it. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it looked like a blast. Okay. So we got one story for News and Brews, which will probably be predictable. I have your good old trusty Yingling. Nothing fancy over here. Brandon, what you drinking? Brandon is gone. Rob, what are you drinking?
Boring Coors Light, but I love Coors Light. I worked for them forever, and I do like Coors Light a lot. So
you worked for them? What did you do that for them?
I worked for them for 7 years doing promotions and stuff. The best job ever. So
dang.
We got to talk one day. I had a lot of fun my earlier ages, but yeah, Coors Light 7 years. They forced me to drink every event, so it was great.
Nice. The first time I ever got on a plane, my best friend had moved to Denver, and like that, we went up there that week, and I remember it was like August, and we went way up to the snow-capped mountains, and we looked down, and apparently we were in Golden because we stopped at a place, looked down, and there was the giant roof that says Coors right in the middle of the.
That's awesome.
So I'll never forget that. Brandon, what you drinking?
Nice. I'm drinking Samuel Adams Oktoberfest. I got an old stash. Like, I'm like a hermit. I'm like a miser. I like pack things away like a squirrel. I mean, the expiration date was like November, but hey, it's got a little extra kick.
It better not be.
No, it's actually February. It's this
extra
month.
Fermented.
It's this month. We're good.
Well, if you get sick halfway through the show, we know why. Mm-hmm. So the only really great news to talk about is the 1,875 days is almost officially over. It's technically over, but cast member previews are happening for Tron. Yes. The area is done. I've seen, like, for most people that are Disney fans, I know where the stroller area is. We have grown out of that age, but it's good to know. Like, those were important times, so I always know. So I know right where the stroller area is. And I'll let you guys decide, but it would suck to not ride it at night. I'm just going to say that.
Yeah, I agree.
It was a weird thing going from inside the launch.
Better experience at night.
Yeah, and then outside to day. It just kind of takes you out of the experience, in my opinion. But they really can't control, like, the sun.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they can.
I mean, Disney should be able to.
I know. So I've watched a couple of popular Disney YouTubers that have obviously friends that are cast members that have brought them along. Thoughts? What are you guys' thoughts?
It looks good. I the number one thing I've heard since day one, since Shanghai, since it opened, it's very short, unfortunately. So my friend Richard went, he was telling me he liked it. He loved the theming of it, and he liked the pre-areas show things were kind of cool. I kind of saw that, spoiler alert. So it looks cool. We talked about it before the stream about the seating and everything. That's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm a big guy, so
yeah, I think that's the biggest piece that I've seen so far. What is it? Who Paging Mr. Morrow? Is that right? Is that his YouTube handle?
Yeah.
He has the most. Now he's a larger guy like us. He had the most interesting one because like, I think he rode in the back and then wanted to go on again and tried it and figured out his way to get in. But apparently the biggest, well, I figured this out from Tim Tracker's video. Apparently, like, the only way you're physically held in is by those calf restraints, nowhere else.
Yeah.
And so the back piece that comes down is only for comfort, which I was like, interesting. Great. But it is pretty wild that, like, that's the only thing from keeping you from, like, getting up and leaping off the ride. So obviously they're going to be tight. And he had, like, noticeable marking. He kept saying bruising. I don't know that he bruised that fast, but you could see, like, even later into the night, and he rode it during the daylight hours, you could still see marks on his calves. So I was like, yikes. Now, obviously it's going to depend on how tall you are, how big you are, like how big your legs are. Brandon said he has giant calves, so he might be in trouble.
No, definitely not. No, if bird legs are a prerequisite for riding this thing, I am golden. One of my good friends just rode it today, and he did do the special accessible seat in the back because he just said it just doesn't look comfortable. Like, even if I fit in it, like, it looks like it hurts. So he said, I just rode back. It was a great experience. He said, you can see, like, the whole track and the whole ride, and it actually makes it cooler to sit in the actual real coaster seat. So he said, if the line's not long, maybe just opt for that anyway.
Yeah, it is interesting. Tim Tracker, the biggest thing that he walked away from is sitting in the front row. You miss the story that kind of happens during the ride. It's kind of hard. So I think, the further you're back, the more you can kind of experience what you're racing. So, and you're, if you haven't seen the films, watch them. I would recommend that. But, like, the whole idea of what the premise is, it was hard to kind of get that story piece in the front. So I know a lot of people like the front. It's always fun. I like the back because you get pulled and you go a little quicker. But I mean, a lot of questions have arisen from this, like the lockers that we've talked about, free. Does this have any, like, lose your stomach drops? No. And like Rob noted, it's really short. I don't think it's Goofy's coaster short, but it's not Barnstormer short, but it might be double Barnstormer.
Yeah, so I think they said it's like 90 seconds long. So
it's crazy.
I mean, at least it's not Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. I mean, that one is like 36 seconds long. So at least it's a little bit better than that.
You have the inevitable video of Shanghai and Disney World, like, exactly together. And I could tell you it was maybe like one little thing in Disney World that was different. One tiny thing, like more lights in Disney World. That was it, like the actual ride. But it is identical. So they have all that land. I don't know why they had to make it so damn short.
I know. I
don't get it at all.
Yeah, to the second, it was incredible. So the guy Banks, he works at Legoland. He used to work for Attractions Magazine. He actually is exactly the same height as me, exactly the same weight, and he was like, "Yeah, I had to sit in the back." So I actually messaged him. I'm like, that was kind of cool you said that, because a lot of people were asking some bigger YouTubers and influencers, and they kind of weren't answering them, and that's where I saw it. So
and I found myself looking at the Facebook pages and just going, okay, if that person got on, I can get on. Or wait a minute, that person didn't fit. I'm gonna have to ride in the back. So
yeah.
Well, I guess they're kind of evaluating it like with comparing it to Flight of Passage. And I had an issue with Flight of Passage last time I went. I was a little disappointed, but I kind of figured it out. Like, I'm a big guy, 100%, but at 100%, it's your calves in that ride too. And I realized my shoes, I have just big shoes, and that's what was having the issue with me. Like, I was trying to bend my shoes and everything. So when I went back again, I wore flip-flops and I actually got on it. So
nice. Okay.
The cast member was like a linebacker and got me in, but we joke about it. But but I actually got to ride it. So which
it was worth it for the experience.
I didn't wear the sneakers this time, but
I couldn't breathe for 2.5 minutes, but it was great.
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't know how I feel. There's a lot of hype. Like, I'm still obviously a little bitter that, like, it didn't even make it to the 50th. I mean, the 50th is still going on, so, and it's technically running, but it's not open to the public till April 4th. Is that right?
April the 4th. Yep.
Now, I know cat's out of the bag because he told me I'm not going to keep it secret. You have a date with Destiny, my friend, and you have a ride on the 26th of February, yes?
I do have a date with Destiny. One of my great cast member buddies has put me on there as a guest. So we are going to go the last Sunday in February on the 26th. I think ours is at maybe like 6:30 to 7:30 p.m. So we can ride it at night, so that will be cool. And I'm going to try, hopefully, everybody's been saying they can get on a couple times when they're there. So hopefully, I'm going to try to ride it once, obviously, in the normal seats, and then maybe I'll try the bigger people accessible seat in the back and just check out which one's better.
Yeah, I do think it's worth noting that the talk has been, even during these cast previews, which are, if you watch any of the rides, you'll see there's not one car that's full, right? So that's worth noting. But what's interesting is, at least, I'm sorry, I'm relying on the Tim Tracker video so much, but his was, he answers a lot of questions, and they did a live stream today that I watched for a little bit where they answered some more questions and showed a little video of like where your phone can go in on the ride. But what was interesting is he said, like, expect a little bit longer wait, because right now, I think, I'm going to murder this one. I'm just going to say it. I'm not going to say that. Here's what I'll say. Of all the cars that are running on the track, or all the light cycles running on the track, not all of them have that back row that is a traditional seat.
Correct.
So that's important. So I'm hoping that gets changed, because if you prefer that or have to land on that based by the cap thing isn't working for you, you're going to expect a significantly longer wait for that. Like, I think he was saying it was up to 30 minutes during cast previews. And that's going to be the lightest the crowds are ever going to be. Yeah,
exactly. I think only 2 of the trains have it.
So I think that, like, hopefully Disney recognizes that people in Asia are a lot larger than people a lot smaller than people in the United States. So hopefully they can retrofit those cars to add them to every single thing. It seems like the 1,875 days that it took, we couldn't have processed that and maybe hand built with, like, they could have trained 6-year-olds to hand build those extra cars for everything, because you had some time. I'm just saying.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like the area is done either, by the way, like between, like, and I haven't seen anyone film walking from, like, to the left of Space Mountain back there, and like, I just haven't seen it. I think that's where the security point is, so you really can't film there. But like, I saw, like, there was like fake artificial, like those
bushes,
those boxes with the bushes, like they're
fun planters
to hide stuff. So I don't even think that area is done yet, which is kind of fun.
I know that there's when Paige and Mr. Morrow got off, like, they went in, they just had like black scrim up. It was like, well, I guess that's going to be a exit where there's the gift shop, but of course they would never ride as a gift shop, but like, that's not ready yet. So it's just interesting to think, like, what did we do with this time that we I mean, I get it, like I still try to want to give the benefit of the doubt of things that didn't you couldn't get all the parts and stuff. I get it. It is what it is.
And there is the obligatory line to get a picture with the sign too. I noticed.
Oh, yes. Too. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. But you know what? Look, I think I said it last time I was on. My dream is always to ride that ride in Shanghai. And I never thought I don't think I'm ever going to Shanghai, park. So to have it here is a win for me. I'm excited to go.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. I will report back once I ride it. I shall report as to what is finished, what is done, if they've added more fluffy accessible cars, should we say? We'll call it fluffy. Yeah. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Definitely. It looks cool at night now that they've turned on the actual lighting that's on the canopy. We went to dinner at California Grill last week, and standing out watching the fireworks, you could see them test running them, and it looks super cool at night running through there. So I'm excited. It'll be cool. 1,875 days.
But who's counting? One other little trivia, like a little Disney news. Today is Disney California Adventure Park's birthday. It is 22 years old. So I have no
22.
clue why it was open February 8th, 2001, but that's the day it opened. So I did see that.
February 8th, 2001. Nice.
Yeah. And that came. I was there for the original park, which was awesome. I never been back for the updated park.
Oh, really? Since
So-
I'm the opposite. I never saw the original.
Yeah.
I've never been to either one, so you guys have
It
me
was
beat.
very Californian for sure.
Yes, you got to.
You guys have me beat for sure. I've never been to the left coast. Yes.
Yeah, you got to go to Disneyland because you'll just be like the best feeling in the world. Brandon is going to Disneyland and thinking about Magic Kingdom, but it's definitely not the same. And you get lost, and you're so used to Magic Kingdom, it's like bizarre going to if you're an East Coaster. I've been there 5-6 times, so but you go, it's an amazing experience. That's where Walt was. That's what he built.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the
It's a
coolest
cool
part.
thing, so.
Yeah. I mean, we were supposed to go to D23. I mean, thank goodness we didn't because it
Oh
was
gosh, it was bad.
tremendous disappointment, but just kind of looking forward to that. But next time,
We shall find a way.
we shall find a way.
You guys will get there.
Okay, let's do. I've been fortunate enough to go twice, but it's special, but it's different. And it stinks when you live like literally 2.5 miles from the East Coast beach, knowing you have to fly all the way. It is a long way. It is a long way, and flights aren't cheap anymore, unfortunately.
No, not at all.
Joy. Okay, so we're gonna jump into our topics, and this is really cool. Rob found this, late last year, maybe, or in the fall of last year. I
Seemed
can't
like
even remember.
ever ago. Yeah.
Yeah, it was great. So, Rob, I'll let you introduce it.
Yeah, so I was on Twitter. I like going on Twitter a lot. That's my thing. And I'm actually logging in right now to see what the status of this guy is and what the deal is with this tweet I saw. So someone came up with his name. His Twitter handle is Kevin Hedet, KevinHedet. Kevin Hedet. That's his handle on Twitter. And he actually came up with this really cool sheet. We're kind of a little bit down on the 50th anniversary in Disney World and everything, but he kind of and I guess we could put it on your socials. RobFuz is my socials, ROBFUZ. You could see it on mine. I'll retweet the tweet. I'll pin it so you guys can see it listening. And he kind of came up with 50 things you can't do anymore at Walt Disney World, which is kind of funny. And I had printed it out here, and he kind of if you're watching us on YouTube, you could see it. He kind of printed it in the same style of the 50th anniversary, like the purple and
I know, it's like the
pink kind of
brochure.
look. Yeah, it looks official. He did a really good job on it. So he has 50 things you just can't do anymore.
No.
So and then it's a checklist. How many are on your Disney resume? So I did count how many I did. I don't know if you guys counted them out, but
No, I didn't.
I was actually surprised. I didn't do as much as I thought. So which is kind of disappointing. So because I can never do them again. So this is things that used to be at Disney World and you just can't do them in 2023. If you go down there, you just can't do it.
I think I'd rather make a list of all the things that I didn't know existed. I feel like that number's bigger.
I agree. I was looking at this. I'm like, what is that?
Well, I'll explain. I love retro. If you guys know my channel, I do a lot of retro stuff. So this was kind of like at home for me. I loved it. So that's why I recommended, when I was on the show a couple times, I said, hey, if you guys want to do this. And then Dave said, hey, we'll do it when you're on the show. So
love it.
I'm here.
Great.
So it's awesome.
Great topic. This is a great topic.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
One.
So Dave, just go. You start reading through them, and there's 50 of them. So it might take a little bit.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And they're in no particular order, I don't think. But the first one
no.
is definitely before my time, at least remembering them.
Yeah.
The first time I went was 79, I think. But I'm sure they may have still been there. I just don't remember that. I only have one memory, and it was traumatizing. So first on our list, the Swan boats. So there were 11 or 12 or so that took you around the hub and past the Swiss family treehouse. So there was, it kind of took you in the waterways.
Yeah.
Where I remember was the launch point was that the bridge that you cross over to head toward Tomorrowland.
Yeah.
They were there on the right.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can imagine that, there used to be a legit boat ride and they looked like swans. It was
nice.
Quite
they're
the
pretty
thing.
boats. Yeah, and I think there is some remnants of still there, like cement block or something.
Yeah, I
Or-
bet like the
Yeah.
loading zone is probably still
But
there.
you could definitely see it when they were doing renovations to the castle, so they drain that whole waterway, and you can kind of still see there's some launch platforms and some concrete platforms that are normally covered by the water, but you could see them when they drain that to do that renovation.
Okay, so now that you said that, different question. Were those free roaming or were they on a track? I bet they were free roaming.
I think they were free roaming. Yeah.
'Cause
And
back
by the
then-
way, they closed August 1983, so they weren't there for
I would have been there.
opening
Yeah.
date 73. It didn't even open at opening day 73 to 83. So
Did they have a skipper that like took you around, or was this like
No,
the
they-
bumper boats?
it
You
legit,
put a
it
little
was like-
quarter in and just
there were
take it with your
skippers.
family.
No, it was legit. It was a nice boat. I
Yeah,
don't
they
even know
were
whatever
cool.
happened to these boats.
I know,
God,
you know,
crazy.
somebody has one somewhere. It's probably on eBay.
Probably.
Okay, this one was fun. Now, for those of us who love Hollywood studios, like I would have to say, as annoying as Frozen can be for some people, there is a don't miss show that's related to Frozen. And
Yes.
in that theater has housed several things. I'm sure we'll talk about multiple in this list. But way back in the day, you remember that show with Regis Philbin called Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? I
Yeah.
think now we're dating all of ourselves. There was like a mock Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show in that theater at Hollywood Studios.
Wow,
It was really cool. It was really neat.
Yeah.
So.
I never saw that. Like
I remember it, but I don't know.
I mean, I went in 1990, and then not until we started going again as like travel buddies. But so that was 2010. So clearly, it was between 1990 and 2010.
There you go.
I'm not 100% sure I saw this in person. I got to tell you, though, I did see a taping of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire in New York City with Regis Philbin. I did
Oh,
go
nice.
on a
nice.
church trip. We did go see the real thing.
Nice.
I can't legitly check this off the list. So not sure if I saw it.
I got
Yeah,
you.
it was really
Fair.
nice.
Nice. That's
That's
cool.
fair.
Yes.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That would
Okay.
have been fun to play.
Next one on the list, and this is my first. Didn't know this was a thing. An e-ride, not an e-ticket attraction, an e-ride. And basically, for those of you who are like me and didn't know this existed, it ended in 2004 and was replaced by extra magic hours and after hours parties. So it was some extra thing called e-ride. We probably should have done our research, or hopefully
Yeah, I
somebody
don't
did
know
and
what
knows
that
more
one is.
about it.
I mean, what I saw from it, it was like it was basically an e-ride experience, which means those top tier rides, they would let people in who obviously paid for it or stayed at a certain level hotel to experience those attractions when there weren't as many people in the park, which is kind of
Okay.
why it translated to extra magic hours. And then it translated to these kind of after hours parties. That's kind of what it evolved to.
Nice.
But yeah, from what I could find, it was just called an e-ride event. And you just got to go ride all of the best rides at Walt Disney World or Magic Kingdom with less crowds.
Very cool.
But I had no idea that existed ever.
Rob, what about you? Did you get to
I
experience
never
this?
even heard of this one.
Yeah.
So, I was fortunate enough to go, or not fortunate enough to go, whatever you want to see it. Like when they did have tickets, believe it or not. So I don't have any of the e-ride tickets. I do have some of my old, like, lesser known rides, like the Mike Finn keelboat ticket or something. But, but I actually went to the e-nights there, spoiling for one of the ones coming up. But
Oh, wow.
but yeah,
Nice.
Okay.
I didn't
Next
even
on the
know what
list.
one was, unfortunately. So.
Second for me, didn't know this existed. Adventurers Club, and this was at Pleasure Island.
Right.
Man, I remember Pleasure Island. That was quite the area. It was half true and half fictional location. I don't know, Brandon, you did the notes. What does that mean?
I did the notes. Essentially, like if you think about the thing that I could most equate it to is like the Skipper Canteen, how it has that backstory, or like Jock Lindsay's Hangar Bar that has
Okay.
like that backstory. So there was a little bit of truth with real people and historical events,
Puppets,
but then a
too,
lot
I
of it
think.
was kind of made up to go with the Pleasure Island vibe. And if you ever had been around Pleasure Island, that was quite a spot. So there was some like racier stuff and from what I found,
Yeah.
it was kind of like the nightlife history.
It was the dark side of Disney.
the dark side. But yeah, the
It was-
Adventurers Club.
I mean, it was cool. That was way back downtown Disney days. It was I mean, it was neat. Like, but I remember the first time Kim and I walking through there, we're like, I don't understand this area and why is it Disney? But it was literally like Disney for adults after hours, like literally, or after dark, not after hours. But it was cool. I mean, they had like legit clubs.
Yeah, I was underage, so I didn't really get the, like in the earlier stages. I did go when I was of age later on, but I did go to the Adventures Club a couple times, and you really needed to, what I remember of it, you had to commit like an hour or two in there. And we're in Disney. I'm not committing like 2 hours to this club, and I always wanted to go. It looked cool. It had like this puppet guy like that came out. Like I remember there was a puppet. He had like a, like an adventurer's hat kind of. But yeah, like you guys said, it was really cool. But I never really gave it a chance. So I always was upset especially when it closed. I didn't give it a chance. So
yeah,
I'm bummed.
We just walked through there. I never experienced.
That's pretty much what we did too. We walked down there, you look around, and you walked out.
I saw it. Okay, next thing I didn't know existed. There was an AM radio station playing Disney hits on regular radio within. I guess that's on property.
I feel like because it said, I think on that brochure it says down I-75, so that like leads me to believe you could like just drive on the highway in Florida and listen to like Magic of the Mouse radio or whatever kind of Disney music radio exists. Is that right, Rob? Did you ever
I think
hear
you guys
this?
you're doing this. You're thinking it's like a radio station. It literally, I think you drive in, because I know other theme parks had it. It's like the Six Flags by me had this and everything. You would drive in and tune to the station, and they would give you information on the radio. You gotta remember,
cool.
This was before the internet, so
It was like
it'd
the
say,
movie
hey, Magic Kingdom is open from 6 to 9 o'clock tonight. Be
that
there
makes
tonight,
total sense.
Like, yeah, I think it was just on property. I think that's what that was. So
Yeah,
I remember that too. Like I don't think I ever had a car. Well, yeah, we had rental cars, so I didn't check this one because I don't remember it. So
yeah. Wow, this is why we invited him to the show.
Yes,
he knows.
Yeah, it was like an information thing, and you got to remember too. Like it's so funny when I do my VHS recordings and my movies and everything. I said I didn't have YouTube. I had to do it myself. That was my YouTube, watching my VHS tapes and stuff. So.
Well, if you want to know when is the time to do 50 things you can't do at Disney, there's going to be a lot of history in there. You got to have Rob on your show. That's right.
That's right.
It's just truth. Okay, the next one, lettered ticket books. Each attraction has a letter assigned to it, and each ticket corresponded with that type of attraction. This, I think, is just like what we all hear is like the e-ticket attraction, but e-ticket just simply meant that was the higher tier ride or higher, like, because it used to be a pay per ride system, really, really early days of Disney parks. And that's kind of basically what it is. So you would buy this like ticket book, but they were numbered. So obviously, like I'm not going to pretend to know a number, but if we go like maybe the A, B, C, D, E, F. So F rides maybe were 25 cents a piece, where E rides may have been $1. Like, so just depending, I don't know what the corresponding like inflation numbers would have been to today. Well, yes, I do. It's not $200 a day. But yeah, you can see these. They even like, I've seen them like on like Disney sells t-shirts with them on it. You can buy a keychain that looks like it. They have magnets. They like, this is definitely like, they celebrate the early days of Disney, and a lot of people remember those, and they're actually kind of cool. I think D23 did. I think I got something one time with them that had something e-ticket related. But yeah, pretty cool. But that's just the way that like, and they got that like tons of amusement parks did that back in the day. That's just what they did. Now it's all like you buy a block of like admit 1 tickets, and it's like 5 tickets for this ride, 1 ticket for that ride. Same thing. Yeah. And that's just where they got it from.
It was cool. You would get like, you would just buy a book, and like you would get 1 e-ticket, one, A, B, the e-ticket was the best, obviously, but we was always the extra ones. One of my members of my channel actually framed one of the tickets for me. I have it on my desk.
Oh, nice.
But I've been moving around. I can't find it. So I apologize. But thanks, Mike, for sending that to me.
Nice. Yeah, I guess the easiest way to think of that these days would be the rides that you pay for the individual lightning lane for is kind of the e-ticket attraction. So
yeah,
is that
yeah,
right,
100%. Rob? Yep. That's what you would translate it to.
It's good.
Nice.
All right, Brandon, you want to take the next handful?
Yeah, sure. So
well, we may have lost him, so I'll do the next one. Brandon has wonderful internet connection in his Floridian abode. So, okay, next one, again, in no particular order. This one is still is back on the list of never heard this in my life.
Wow, really? Wow.
Yeah, the Rainbow Tunnel. I don't remember this. So this was on the second floor of the Imagination Pavilion and corresponded to Figment and the Dreamfinder. Like I remember all that. Like, so I'm assuming this was before, this is on the original ride. Is that probably true?
And this was just, you go on the ride, and after you go, they actually have it now. They have different attractions, like interactive stuff and everything.
Yeah, the interactive area.
And this was just an area where it was just just a tunnel. You walk through it, there was lights and everything. It was really neat. Like it was just like it was different. Like it was just a tunnel with lights. It was neat. And I remember there's famous footage of Michael Jackson going through it. So I remember seeing that footage of him going through it. So
is that because that, like back then he was right next door with Captain Neo, I guess?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So, but that whole area was cool. Like it was very cool, very interactive. It was before you had cell phones. It was, like in 2023, it would not fly. It wouldn't be impressive. But then it was just super cool. Like, to see all these different interactive things. I remember there was a pin thing. You would put your hand in, and on the back, like you put your face there, your hand, and the pins would go through. And I remember I made one of those for my my elementary school science fair. I made my own pin thing from that area. So it was just a lot of fun.
It's good times.
So
yeah, I had no idea this thing existed. I was looking at it today, and I was like, "What exactly is the Rainbow Tunnel?"
Yeah, now I think it's just the members lounge, whatever, up there.
Oh, okay.
They took it out.
So it's literally that's the
DVC members lounge.
Club. Yep.
It's gone long ago.
Nice.
Wow, that was okay. So that was the whole area. Okay, all right, now it makes sense. You had to commit to go up there. It wasn't like that's pretty high up, so it wasn't like a walk through or get off on that level. That's good to know. Okay.
Gotcha.
All right, Brandon, the next one.
Hey, now I'm back. Now
there you
go. We found another way to hopefully make this work. So the next one on the list is the classic yellow Mickey poncho. Now, I remember these when I was younger. I remember getting these when we went there in 1990. And I wish they still sold these. Now you get like that, clear plastic trash baggy looking Disney poncho. But yeah, I mean, pictures you see from like back in the day at Disney, like everybody has these things on, and I don't think you can get them anymore unless you find them like on eBay or something like that. But yeah, the classic yellow Mickey poncho is something you cannot get at Disney World anymore.
Yeah, they were in every rainy day picture. Like, and now it's just different. They're just all that like transparency, clear-ish. It's a little bit. It's not like super clear, but yeah. And they're outrageously expensive, and they're always there because any threat of rain, they just appear at every cart and every store.
That's right.
They are always close by.
They're in they come out on those carts. There it is. Yeah.
There it is. There it is.
Now, were those as thick as the original as the ones are now, or were they
Lord, no.
Yeah, you would lose like 50 pounds because you just sweat like a maniac in these things. It literally is on eBay. Vintage 70s, 80s Disney retro yellow PVC Mickey Mouse poncho.
Wow.
Going for $8.79. What a deal. $11 shipping.
That is cheap.
$11 shipping. That's where they get.
All right, what? Come on, you
Come
highway
on.
Robbery. Gosh, I feel violated with that. All right, next one.
I know what I'm getting D for.
This one had me laughing because I had no idea about this one, and just researching it made me laugh. There was something apparently at Disney World called the Handwich, and it was some sort of bread cone that was given to you, and it had 4 filling options. One was ham and cheese. One was roast beef and cheddar. One had pulled chicken, or something you want in the 98-degree Florida sun, tuna fish.
Nope to the nope.
No, thanks. Never heard of it.
I will give you one opportunity to tell me why this doesn't exist anymore. You only get one shot. I'll let you choose, but whatever you select, it's correct, because in every reason this is wrong, gross, disgusting. Nope. It's just nope. It's just nope. The 70s and 80s. Weren't they great?
I'm on board with all the fillings except for the tuna.
Yeah, but still weird. A bread cone? That's that feels like a nice way of saying like, hey, why don't we take ice cream cones and don't make them sweet and fill them with sandwich meat? No, there it is. There's the picture.
Oh my gosh, that looks awful. Although
It
it, kind
looks
of looks
like-
wrapping around the stuff at Satuli Canteen in Pandora. Like
Exactly.
everything.
It looks like it's bacon. It just looks like it's wrapped in bacon.
It was at
that
Epcot,
figure.
by the way.
the Handwich. Wow.
Nope to the nope.
Nope to the nope.
Nope. I never even heard of that. That's awesome, though. Yeah, I would try it. What the heck?
What the?
I mean, sure. I've never. It's kind of if you look at my physique, you can see I don't say no to a lot of food. It's a fact. Okay, screaming right along.
Screaming right along. Here's the next one: snorkeling in Shark Reef over at
I remember
Typhoon Lagoon.
This was
Now, I
cool.
remember. I'm pretty sure this was around in 1990 when I went, because I remember doing this. Like it was like the big splurge, like that our dad let us do. Like we could go snorkel with the rays and the sharks. So I remember this. Disney can't keep a water park open long enough to have this right now, but it was cool back then. I remember it.
Yeah.
So cool. That was
I never
my favorite
went, but I do
back.
remember it.
Yeah.
It was around for a while.
That was a cool thing. Typhoon Lagoon was awesome back in the day. Like I remember, like that was the best water park I'd ever been to when we came to Disney. Like the Humunga Cowabunga was the best slide ever. So, yeah, I wish they would bring this back. But I mean, you know how people are these days. Like they would throw stuff in the water. They would,
You had to shower before you went in. You had
Yeah.
to shower. So, and then you would all you would do was
Dang.
just skid across the top. And the sharks were like baby, little tiny sharks.
Yeah,
Yeah,
tiny things. It wouldn't surprise me if there was like a net between you and them.
And they hung way down at the bottom.
Yeah.
remember
Yeah, I
that,
just
like,
recently saw a picture too. They had this really cool upside down, like a submarine kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, but it looked kind of like 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea.
Oh dang.
But there was a picture just recently, like I think because it just opened, they show like they did replace it with that other big family raft ride. That was what the replacement
Yeah.
was. So they got rid of that, and then they got the new ride, but which is really cool. There's an animatronic on it when you go up the hill and stuff. But
Nice.
but this was that's just like a sitting area. And I think I just saw pictures of it the other day when it looked. I was trying to find it too. So it's sad. That was one of my favorite things. I love that. So
Yeah, and that stuck
It's
around for a
really
while.
nice.
I mean, I would say
Yeah.
it hasn't been gone for 10 years. It's still relatively new. Like
Yeah, that's relative.
newly deceased. I don't know. what the
Newly
word- that
deceased
sounds- that sounds really
experience.
morbid. Okay. This is a quick one. Paper fast pass or really any fast pass. Like that's all gone. But like it's probably if you've never been to Disneyland, I get this feels like it went away forever ago. But Disney, like when I went in 2017, paper fast pass is what you did. You had to go to the machine and do it.
Yeah.
So it's not that old for the West Coast. And I don't know about internationally, but yeah, at Walt Disney World, it's been a long time. Like some of the kiosks are still there, aren't they,
Yeah.
Brandon? Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. They are still hidden back and
they didn't
and
pull them out.
redecorated. But yeah, they're still there. I wish they'd go back to it. It was so much fun. Like park opens and sprinting to Toy Story Mania
Yes.
to like get it, and then you get there and you're like, man, we can't come back till 4 p.m.
Yep. I remember.
Yeah, that was
it
fun.
was cool.
That
I
was
used to
fun.
collect them too. You got to collect them.
Oh yeah, you got
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, it was still. I mean, there were still paper fast passes when Pandora opened. Like, because when we went for
Oh,
the
wow.
preview, they gave us paper fast passes to come back for Flight of Passage previews. So, I mean, that's 2018, I think.
I
Was
think
when
they
I
still have handwritten ones, believe it or not. So, because I got one for Rise, because we went there in the morning and it was closed. They literally gave us a paper one because we had passes, which was cool.
Nice.
All right. We're coming to a crossroads. Okay, team. We have to make a decision. We've been like, we're almost 40 minutes deep into our show and we're on number 10 or 11. So do we break this up into two parts?
This might
And
have
maybe
to.
just go to
This might have to be a twofer.
like maybe
I'm
we'll
all
go to
for it.
25. We'll go to 25 and see where we're at.
That sounds good.
Because I know Brandon has baby duty. So we got to get not that you're baby dutied, even though she does duty, but you have baby duty. All right. Did I say that enough times? Okay, cool. Welcome Center Ocala. This was the gift shop and info center that closed in the summer of 2006. I think I remember Justin Scard doing a video about this, and the building is still there. And I think it's identical. Like they've made zero changes to this building. And I think where it was very popular it was, Rob might know a little bit more, but I think it was only open like the first year. Like it stayed open only like the first year. It was really designed for where people were coming to the Orlando area. And while Magic Kingdom was being built, you could go and see, like, visit this, and here's what's coming. And there was a big glass case full of a replica of what the park was going to look like. Am I anywhere close? Am I talking about the same thing, Rob?
I don't even know.
Oh, you don't know? Okay.
No,
I'm fairly certain that's what this was.
Yeah.
And it didn't stay open that much. Well, no, it said 2006.
Yeah.
Right?
That's a lot past 1971.
Yeah, it is. This could be, someone Google this really quick and point and laugh at Dave.
So.
But I feel like that
this
was
written in, it says it's been closed for 6 years, but I don't know when this was written. So.
hopefully 1986.
Well, I think it's leveled. It's actually gone. There's pictures of it gone now. So I don't know.
Okay, never mind. I'm completely wrong. We don't know what that is or what it was there for.
Well, how do you say that town? Because I remember
Ocala, yeah.
Yeah,
that's how you say it. Because I would have swore Walt Disney himself, when he was first talking about Disney World, he said, I always thought it was called just because it's based on what Walt said. I got to look this up. Osceola, I thought, or whatever. I think
that's a different one. That's a different town.
Different
right?
town? Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got Osceola here.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Maybe that's what I'm confused about. Okay. I am confused. Sorry.
Yes. So if anybody's been to Ocala and can tell us anything about the Welcome Center that closed in 2006, we welcome your emails.
It looks kind of cool. I'm looking it up. Though.
How close is that to Kissimmee?
Ocala's about an hour from Disney.
Oh,
wow.
yeah, that's not even close. Never mind. Who knows what that building is? And it stayed open that long? I guess it was popular enough for people.
It was like sponsored by AAA, so maybe there was
Looks like a gift shop.
Oh, like a travel center-ish feel, I wonder. Okay.
Your rest stops that are on the side of the interstates that have information and maps and things like that. Maybe this just had Disney info.
All right. Yep. Not even remotely close. Okay. This one we can camp out and talk about for a little while because there is sadness tied to this. There's bitterness tied to this. There's anger tied to this. It invokes all of the emotions. And that is, of course, the Osborne Family Lights. Probably one of the greatest things that Walt Disney World has ever done.
Yeah. Skip 13. But
and then one of the worst things that Disney World has ever done. This was hands down worth where now you go to Christmas for like the Christmas party and the decorations. No, when we were going, it was all about, we got to go see the Osborne Family Lights. Yeah. It was amazing. And it's been gone ever since they, had to start they closed down the streets of America and started construction for Galaxy's Edge. So when did it close, Rob, officially?
I'll be honest, I don't know when it closed, but I was there 2009, and I believe that's the last year it closed.
That would make sense.
Was that right? 2009? It seems like it, but yeah, I remember. I never
might have been in the teens.
I remember. So if we could.
It was actually September 11th, 2015.
Oh, 15. There you go. Okay, that's when I went. I apologize.
Disney that they would be closing, so it closed on January 3rd, 2016.
Yeah, because I did what's it called? Main Street Electrical Parade, and then that was the last time that was there too. So yeah, I'm sorry, 2015. Yeah,
nice.
So, but yeah, it was really there's two different versions, kind of too. Like the whole story of Osborne Lights is wacky. Yeah. If you ever go watch it or see videos on it, how this guy lived on a very busy road in I don't even know where this guy was from, but
it wasn't Florida.
Wasn't Florida, yeah, Midwest, and he just kept building it and building it, building his dream, and his neighbors get pissed and more pissed and more pissed, and a ton of traffic and all that stuff. So, he worked out a deal with Disney, or Disney went to him or something, said, "We'll take your lights, whatever. We'll put it in the studios." And he used to be on the back lot. You would close the back lot, and you would walk through the houses on the back lot, which was amazing. It was very cool. And then that back lot kind of closed, and they made it on the streets of America. There was two different versions. I filmed both of them, which is amazing. So. I'll never forget, just sitting there, just kind of soaking it in. And my kids did not want any part of it, but I'm like, give me a minute, kids. This is the last time I'm going to get to see it. So, but it was just really cool. And then it had a couple different incarnations. It was at Give Kids the World for a while. And then now it was at the O2 theme park, whatever it's just bits and pieces and reminiscent of it. But it was crazy. That it was really cool.
Yeah, it was a highlight for sure.
Yep.
I think it's better than Galaxy's Edge. There, I said it.
I don't know that I would have sacrificed the lights for the Star
Yeah.
Wars. We've talked about that plenty of times on the show of
Yeah.
whether Star Wars is successful for Disney. So
All right. This one I
Well,
love.
hold on, Dave. You've missed
Oh.
13 though. Did you see that one? Book a dining reservation. At
Oh, I did
WorldKey
skip it.
Kiosks.
Lucky 13.
Yeah. So, do you guys know? You doing any clue what that is?
No.
I'm going to tell you what it is. It's really cool. So, back in 1982 at Epcot, it was like, it was so funny because I'm going to read it again. So I don't know if I read it a little quicker. Book a dining reservation at the WorldKey Kiosks. So what it was Epcot in 82, 83, 84. Like that's when computers were just starting. Like they had stuff where, oh my God, here's a computer. Like, wow. It's like, no, I didn't have a computer for another 10 years, I think, whatever, at that point. Maybe a couple years later I had a computer. But what you would do is you would walk down, I think it was a couple different spots, but I know there was some right outside Spaceship Earth in the back. And then I think there was some within the different countries. You would walk over and you would just come up to a video screen. And the lady would just pop up and say, "Hi, how can we help you?" It was like a video conferencing technology, which was bizarre as hell. Like, yeah, I want to make reservations for Mexico. And then the lady would just kind of be there and whatever. It was really wacky. Like, it was kind of state of the art then, but that's what it was. You would just walk up to a TV and it was just like a teleconference. Now I could literally call Dave right now. I could FaceTime you, but they didn't have that then. So it's kind of like a FaceTime kind of thing. It was kind of neat. And you make reservations where you would ask for, information or directions, or if you needed help or something like that. So it was really neat. The WorldKey Kiosks in Epcot. That's what they were.
Wild.
So that is wild. Yep.
And I did that. So it was pretty cool. Yeah. So,
never heard of that one.
No.
Yeah, that's what that was. So if you guys had no clue what that is, that's what it was. So
Nice.
I don't know if there's any videos on it around.
Oh, there's got to be.
There got to be
Somebody with their RobFuz VHS tape had to have gotten it.
That's great. Hey, the next one is one of my favorite things. And again, with the Galaxy's Edge that has, taken this away. The Backlot Tour used to have this amazing, you go for the tour and you go into this quote unquote movie set, and they would release, tens of thousands of gallons of water coming down this mountain at you and blow up a truck. And like, it was cool because you got to be in the movie. So obviously that has gone away with Galaxy's Edge, but that was always the best part of the show. One of my best memories is doing this Backlot Tour with Dave and his family. And after we did the cool thing, we're still going through like the whole Backlot Tour. And, it's not clearly exciting for a kid. They're looking at, set pieces and things like that. And Micaiah, Dave's daughter, turns to me and goes, "Are we still in Disney World?" And I was like, yeah, we're still there. This is just like a different side of Disney World. And she would go, "You've got to be kidding me." That is just one of my favorite core memories of the Backlot Tour.
She was extra.
It happened right after that water tank scene. So it will always hold a special place in my heart.
I can hear her right now. You've got to be kidding me.
You've got to be kidding me.
She doesn't
Believe
say
it or
that
not,
anymore.
that attraction still exists in Disneyland Paris. It was cars-ified, but it does exist. They have a little backlot thing with the Catastrophe Canyon. So
Nice.
I did love Catastrophe Canyon. I have a lot of videos on it. It was just a lot of fun. And, that actually, unfortunately, that whole experience too, that got cut down and cut down and cut down.
Yeah.
And towards the end, like Brandon, I still in my heart, like I feel a lot better about not going on Splash Mountain because you said, Rob, you're not experiencing the way it was then. So, and that's the same thing, that ride. Like it was just really going. Like, and the sea footage of it, them demolishing it over. It was
heartbreaking.
But it was a great attraction.
Maybe they repurposed some of that steel in Galaxy's Edge. They recycled. Okay, DisneyQuest. I was a fan of this. For those of you who don't know, at Disney Springs, which at the time was called Downtown Disney, there was right next to the movie theaters, or at least over there, or maybe the movie theater I can't remember. Anyway, there was DisneyQuest, which is, it was really a big virtual reality-ish feel. Lots of screen. I remember I have pictures of us. I think Brandon, you were on that trip, or maybe not. Maybe it was '07, but where like you're in front of this huge screen and you're in like a fake raft boat and you're rafting down the falls and having to do and go through. And then very similar to what they had at Epcot in what's the pavilions that they've just demolished now? What was
Imagination?
Thank you. There was like where you could go and like design your own roller coaster. And then, as crazy as you wanted to be. And then they would put it in the program and you would get in this car, put on your VR things, or maybe it was enclosed camera, and you would take you through your ride that you just created. It was pretty wild. So it was all that. And then as Brandon politely put in the notes, it was replaced by this amazing, incredible NBA experience that lasted 3 months.
Yeah.
Literally. Yep.
Yeah. It literally was 3 months. And it was like a combination of like, not the right thing to go there, and also like the pandemic hit and it just never recovered. So I think it's just still sitting MBA experience ish, but nothing is happening in it right now.
Is it even open?
No.
Wow.
It was sad. I loved that attraction. They built one in Chicago. It failed miserably. They were going to build one in Philly. I'm looking at the different stuff. One in Disneyland. In Paris, I believe, or California, they were going to build one. I'm looking some notes here. It was really cool. Back then, again, you didn't have that many. There's no phones and technology wasn't as cool.
Right.
They had a Pirates thing. They had a Buzz Lightyear thing. They had, that thing. It was neat, and that was a really cool attraction.
Yeah.
Shame to see it go.
It was very hands-on. It was pretty rad. I enjoyed it for what it was. Now, when we went, it was late enough that it was dated then, but it was still kind of like, oh, how fun and creative and nostalgic and like beat up and old, but it was still like, it was just different. It was unique. And that's what I loved about it. Let's see. Oh, you used to be able to, I know about this and I'm fairly certain that Rob found one of the actual buses, but you used to be able to take a bus around Epcot or World Showcase. Could you imagine? Like there's 850,000 people there drinking around the world and they had moving vehicles.
I don't even know if they had alcohol back then. They might not have.
No, they might not have. Yeah, but yeah, didn't you find a bus somewhere?
Yeah, down in the Jersey Shore. We're as Worldworth. I don't know. Something's booming here. Down the Jersey Shore in Wildwood, I saw someone tweeted it. They had 2 of the Epcot buses there. It was pretty cool. So the guy who owns them was not very nice. So he was not very happy that I went to go. I didn't do anything. I just looked at him. So he was a little upset, but very cool. I have video of me and my family on there driving through World Showcase. It was pretty crowded. So I'm surprised they even had that. The boats, you could take the boats into different areas, and then they had the buses, which was really cool. And then they kind of had the same bus in Magic Kingdom too. You could do that Magic Kingdom up and down Main Street too.
Oh, was it just painted different?
Yeah, it was a different type of the dual decker bus.
Yeah, I thought it was completely
pretty
different.
neat. And I'm pretty positive they had a Magic Kingdom, the different stuff.
But
right in the beginning of the morning, they still have that bus. Like if you get there and you're like want to jump on it and ride from the front gate to the castle, like there's like one ride up and one ride back, and then they shut it.
That's all they do. That's awesome.
That's it, folks. Bar's closed. You don't have to go home, but you can't stay here.
Yeah, the buses were neat though. They were. I think they were like, I don't know. They rode on like I don't know. They were very old school, very old fashioned, but very not safe for 2023. So I think
that'd be disaster.
Yeah.
Just neat. I honestly didn't know about that until you did like your little video from Wildwood. I was like, wait, that was a thing, and then I googled it and I was like, that was a thing.
It was neat.
Yeah, Epcot has had a lot of, I think more than any of the other parks, and even Magic Kingdom, they've gone through like the biggest sweeping changes of where they are. Not even, even before this big transformation that they're still smack dab in the middle of. Like, I feel like that park has changed drastically over the years with big sweeping changes. Because I remember like we didn't live close enough, but I heard so many stories of people that grew up in Florida. You would go to Epcot for like a school field trip because it was a learning experience, and now like there's nothing like that at all like at Epcot anymore. But like just it was cool how the vision of that is, but it's so crazy how uniquely different it is now. But I feel like that, there was like huge parades that would go around like World Showcase and Epcot and stuff. It's just not like there's nothing like that there anymore. It's pretty wild.
Ronald Reagan did his inauguration parade in Epcot at one point, which is bizarre. I have footage of that. Like, it was like 30 below, and they canceled his inauguration parade. Epcot said in July, "Come down, we'll do your inauguration parade."
Wow.
And it was pretty cool. Like, they did a lot of cool
Oh,
things.
Ronnie. Now I remember this, but I never got to experience it, and that's the Discovery riverboats. So, Rob, I know you have a video of this, so talk us through where this was, what it was like.
Yeah, the experience, it's Animal Kingdom and Discovery riverboats. This is a time when they were talking about they're going to have this mythological park, like dragons. Dragon was in the logo. It was going to be a really cool thing. This was a future expansion that never happened. It actually became Pandora. So they threw up Camp Minnie and Mickey instead, and then Pandora came later, and this never happened. But like on the Discovery riverboats, it was, around the river. You could see like Mickey and, like the characters, they play music and stuff. They drive around, especially during the pandemic. They would drive around the park and stuff, and you could see the boat where it would go. But it was a lame ride. I have a video of it. It actually does really well on my channel. But you literally get in the boat. You can't even go around the whole thing. You would have to stop, get off, come back on again, and come around again. And in there, they actually had an iguanodon once you drove by the dinosaur ride, which was awesome. He was really neat. And then they had, they're talking about, we're going to have this dragon park. Here it is. And literally, they were supposed to build this dragon. And I think at one point, fire came out of a cave. That went away real quick. I don't know what happened. And they had like dead skeletons and stuff like that. I don't think it went over well with with people. So then what they did was they built like this dragon looking figure, and it was a waterfall, and that's really all it was. It says it was a dragon cave. That's what the dragon cave was. It was supposed to be a fire. It was supposed to be something. It was supposed to preview this amazing section of the park that was coming soon that never came. The dragon, I still think, is in the logo at different places, which is bizarre. Like, I don't know why this dragon's in the logo, but it just never happened. And the boat ride lasted like a year, and they closed it. It was so lame. They talked about stuff. They had live animals on the boat.
Yeah,
like,
that
hey,
was
look,
cool.
here's a lizard. Like, it was weird. It was very strange. So it really deserved to go bye-bye. So, but that's not one of my favorites.
lizard.
I'm all like, yeah, that was cool. And Robert's like, it was really weird and super lame.
There was certain elements were cool, but when you look back at it, it really wasn't cool. Sorry.
Yeah.
Dave.
Yeah, I feel like when it transitioned to like a conservation park, like it made sense to get rid of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. The dragon is still like if you get off the buses from the resorts, you pass that Animal Kingdom sign, the dragon is definitely still on that sign.
Yeah.
It's funny.
For sure, 100%. What else we got here? Oh, this one's fun. It makes you feel like you were in like a club in the 80s, right? Like if you left one of the parks at Disney, you got like a stamp that was invisible in the sunlight. But if you put it under this magical UV light, you would have like I guess it was like the logo or the park that you left so you could get back in. So I never experienced this because by the time, I think the first time we went, we had those cards that had like your name and your room and where you were staying, and you just kind of scan the card.
What was the keys to the kingdom?
Never experienced the old 80s club logo stamp.
Yeah, I would have swore. Now you're making me think of stuff. You would say like Mickey or Pluto for that day. Like Wednesdays was Pluto, whatever. So if you didn't wash your body for a week, you probably get back the next week. But yeah, but that's way old school. You're right.
Okay, you guys laugh and you guys joke, but guess what? At Busch Gardens Williamsburg, they still do this.
I mean,
That's
it's
awesome.
tried and true, man. They do it in every club in New York City. So, I mean, it
true.
works. But, we've moved on to apps and they always break. So maybe we should go back to this.
Yes,
stamp thing.
I like it.
Like it. This one hurts my heart. Like,
I knew it would.
this one really hurts my heart. The Spirit of Aloha dinner show at Polynesian Resort. Now, this one has just recently gone away to make way for the Hyatt Grand Regency, whatever they're building.
Lame.
Over there. But this was a great show. I remember going to this. I really wanted to go to it because I saw it on Full House back in the day when it was like,
That was your internet, Brandon. That was your internet.
That's
You
right.
saw it on
Exactly.
Full House.
So,
yeah.
but this one hurt my heart. They tore this down to put up, a Hyatt Regency that, there obviously you need another DVC something over there for the people that pay the money, but I wish they would have found ways to keep the Spirit of Aloha dinner show in that area somehow.
Yeah, or moved it somewhere else.
Yeah, I mean it's like you could do it anywhere outside. You have a whole beach over there. Like, move it.
I know.
It was nice.
Move it.
Yeah. 1983. This guy right here stayed at the Polynesian, and my parents took us to the luau. That was when we went. So very hit home. I haven't been back since the Polynesian or the luau, but it was amazing. We did the Hoop-de-Doo review, and we did the luau that trip. A lot of fun. I really miss it. It was really cool. So.
Oh,
and I've been to luau's in Hawaii too. This was
me too.
good.
That's where I've done
It was
one.
really
Yeah,
good. It's just as good. So.
Just as
Breaks
good.
my heart, too.
This
Yeah.
is good.
I heard it was very authentic.
I saw these the other day. Remember those photos? You could get your photo put on a steel tile. I think it was in Epcot. Like before they did the re-theme of the front of Epcot, you could get your picture. I think the most famous one's like NSYNC is on one of these things. But yeah, I mean, they moved that wall outside, but you can no longer get you and your family put on steel tile at one of the parks.
You and I are just going to take a picture, print it out, and with some chewing gum, just stick it to the
yeah, NSYNC was the most famous one. Yeah.
Oh yeah, everybody knew where that was.
Yeah, it's pretty
and
sad,
I think
though.
that,
Like you buy something like that, you're like, it's gonna be there forever, and then they get rid of it.
but no, they're still there. They just moved them, but they're like
Moved them.
way far away now.
It's almost like Epcot forever. That went away.
Don't even start because it's back.
I'll one up those. Remember those keyhole little pictures you had?
Yes,
I think I got that at the luau. I got and I have one of them. I'm like on the borders like that.
Yep.
Nice. I think they were called like scopes at the beach.
Yeah. I love them. I love them. We used to always get one at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg every year when we went.
Did you get that the photo, guy? I didn't hear what you said, Brandon. Did you get that photo or you didn't get that?
I did not get that photo.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I think by the time I went there, I was like, why would I want to put my photo like at Epcot where I could never see it ever?
Okay, this one, Rob, I'm hoping you know something. So Superstar Television at Hollywood Studios, or MGM at the time, and I'm assuming this is in that same theater that Frozen is in. You could guest cast or guest star in roles on popular TV shows. Was Drew Carey involved in this in any way?
Drew Carey was in right next to it to the left. It was that
that soundscape or sound thing. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Yeah. But
so
that was
what was
Chevy
this?
Chase at first. Then it was Drew Carey. That was something different. And then I think it was a Star Wars thing. And I don't think there's anything there now. But this was like, again, technology wasn't the greatest,
Right.
It was like one of those green screen things. And they would just do, I'll be honest with you, I don't even remember some of the stuff, the scenarios. But maybe I don't know if this is the one they had something with the nets, and you could go and you could catch the ball, like, and you're in the ball game and everything. It's real footage, and then all of a sudden, like, little Judy's running back and she's catching a ball, and they like superimpose you into the video. So it was kind of like that, as far as I remember. So it was pretty neat. It was 100%. It was right where the Frozen sing along.
Put your Bonanza and things like that, like popular TV shows of the day.
Wow.
Different stuff like that. It was really cool. It was clever.
Gilligan's Island, I Love Lucy, Cheers.
Yeah.
Over 20
So
shows
80s.
The attraction.
80s for the win. Okay. Which is weird because that park didn't open till 89. Is that right, Rob? When did MGM open?
Open. Yep.
All right, this next one. This was not exclusive at all to Disney World. I remember these growing up everywhere. You could get something shaped in butter, and so of course you could get Mickey shaped butter. And as Brandon put in the notes, now it's just boring butter everywhere. But at least the waffles are Mickey shaped.
Boring butter.
Boring.
I remember these, not there, but I just we would go to somewhere and you would get a little butter and it was like pressed in a thing to like be this flour or whatever. And I was like, and it's like, boom, then they don't do it anymore. And I'm like, why? Why?
Easiest thing to do. Like, just use a cookie cutter and make the butter look like Mickey.
I know. Crazy.
Back in my 83 Polynesian days, they had the Mickey butter. So it's another source. That was cool.
Okay, I don't know this one. So, no, there was a ride in front of the monorail?
No. You could ride in the front.
Oh, in the front. Oh, sorry. Yes.
No, you could actually, if you were a kid, you could ride in front of the monorail. Like you could go up with the pilot. You know, obviously they had that tragic accident where one monorail ran into the back of the other one and killed the driver, cast member / pilot. So
Dude was exited.
now they still let, you know, when the monorail's not moving, the children can go up and like take a picture with the pilot. They give them a little like certificate or plaque or something that says that they were with the monorail pilot. But
I think that they
you
had
used to be able to ride up there while the monorail was in motion.
Yeah, they did. Rob probably knows a little bit about this more than I do, so I will fumble it and I'll let Rob recover and score a touchdown. So I think on the boats and on the monorail, they had these like cards that you could get. They were like collectible cards. I don't know if it was like I piloted the monorail or it was this monorail color, but they used to give those out like to children. And it was also on the ferry boats. So, and like this didn't go away. It may still be going on, but this was a few years ago. This was still happening. Rob, does any of this ring a bell?
I don't know about it. The only thing I remember is like you go on a plane, you get the Delta wings. That's all I remember. But
yeah,
I don't remember these things though. So no.
But yeah, definitely you could get these like collector cards from the
That's cool.
monorail pilot or the boat captain.
It's always my dream to go in the front. I never did it. I was bummed.
Hey, you're still young enough. The dream is still alive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Monorail.
Number 25. Let's go, Brandon. Bring us home.
Number 25, bringing us home. What did we put for number 25? They used to have, apparently, and this is older than me, they used to have Dreamfinder and Figment photo ops. Like, they were characters that were always out. Now, I know they did maybe something last year where they kind of brought this back during a festival for a little bit, but this was like normal, everyday kind of thing. Dreamfinder and Figment out and about in Epcot getting pictures. This is older than me. I don't know if Rob remembers this at all.
Unfortunately, I do. As you put it, older than you. So, you know, like, again, you go on Journey in Imagination. That original ride was incredible. Amazing ride. You would go through the whole, you know, the DreamWorks factory, the rainbow, all the different interactive stuff. Then you would come outside. You have those amazing fountains. For some reason, I remember it way better as a kid. Like it was over the hook, the fountains outside. And walking around there, they would have a guy in a costume dressed as in the original ride. Journey in Imagination was Dreamfinder and Figment. And this guy would walk around with Dreamfinder, had his hand in like a Figment puppet. He would walk around and he have a fake hand holding the Figment. And you would just pose for pictures with like a guy dressed up as Dreamfinder and a Figment puppet. It was incredible. It was so cool. I have some pictures. I'll tweet those too. I think I have somewhere, but I have pictures with Dreamfinder and everything. Yeah. Funny little bit trivia question. Who's the guy who did Rhodey? Joe Rhodey was one of the Dreamfinder characters.
Whoa.
Funny as hell.
I assume he didn't have all the crazy like hanging ears.
No, not back then. Yeah, but he was a Dreamfinder character in the parks. That was like his job, but it was his first job at Disney.
Oh my
awesome.
gosh.
So, oh goodness.
What a trip.
I bet he just made trivia. Mom only kid he was that. So I gotta find those pictures. But they were really cool though.
All right. I'm glad we decided to cut this in half because that was
great.
A lot. And Brandon, thank God we like allowed Rob to choose this topic when he was here because we would have been struggling.
Yes.
I didn't even know you did all this research. I apologize, Brandon. I got to do a little more research for part 2. So
it was good. Brandon saved us.
It's all right.
Brandon was nervous. Like, what if Rob can't come?
If Rob doesn't show up today, Dave and I are going to have to make stuff up.
Yeah, we're going to have answers like, I didn't know there was a ride in front of the monorail. What kind of attraction was in front of the monorail? You get stuck with that kind of nonsense.
One that I don't know. There was a ride in front of the monorail? Yes.
Oh, Lord.
It's called the train.
And once again, Rob saves the show.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me on again.
Rob, thanks again, buddy.
Thanks, guys.
Fingers crossed we got you in 2 weeks. Until next time.
No, I'm here. I'm in for inspiration as long as I can make
That's
it.
what I'm talking about. Rob's bringing the magic. What other? Do we have cheers? Nope, that's not a cheer. There we go. That's good enough. Need to restock my.
That's right.
Fire buttons. Okay. Until next time.
Until next time.
Bicycle.
Peace.
Bye, guys.